Hi everyone, hope all of you are doing well. In this video, we are going to discuss about some of the miscellaneous topics of memory management. Students, first we are going to start with the topic called thrashing. The coincidence of high page traffic and low CPU efficiency is called thrashing. Students, please try to understand this graph. Here we have number of page frames allocated to the process. And here on the y-axis, we have shown the page fault rate. As the number of page frames allocated will increase, we are going to get less number of page faults. Initially, at the initial stage, when the number of pages occupied are less, when the number of page frames allocated to the process are less, we are going to get high page fault zone. So if the number of page frames allocated to the process are less, it leads to high page fault. But if we allocate large number of page frames, then it won't serve the purpose of demand paging, right? So we have to choose an optimal size of the page frames. We have to choose optimal number of page frames for any of the process. So here in between, we have desirable operating zone. So that in this zone, we can say that the number of page faults will be acceptable. Here at the beginning, if the number of page frames are less, we are going to get high page fault. And as the number of page frames increases, we get low page fault rate. So that's why this last region, we call it as low page fault zone. So in generally, when the page fault occurs, the operating system or memory management unit, it has to carry out page out and page in operations. So actually page out, page in operations themselves are like overhead activities. So it leads to low CPU efficiency. That's why the coincidence of high page traffic and low CPU efficiency is called as thrashing. When the number of page faults will increase, or when the page traffic increases, the efficiency of the CPU is reduced. This concept, this particular phenomena or this particular situation, we can call it as thrashing. The next students, we have a concept called Bellardi's anomaly. So in the FIFO, we have discussed one of the example, and there we have seen that as the number of page frames increases, the page faults will also increase. But logically, as the number of page frames increases, the number of page faults should decrease. But however, in some page replacement algorithms, as the number of page frames increases, the page faults will also increase, but will not happen with all the page reference strings. It will happen with only few page reference strings. So such page replacement algorithms where the number of page faults increases with page fault with page frames, we say that they are suffering from Bellardi's anomaly. So actually this anomaly, this particular problem was identified by a mathematician called Bellardi. Hence, it is known as Bellardi's anomaly. It is very simple, students. Generally, as the number of page frames increases, the page faults should decrease. But however, in some page replacement policies, that for few page reference strings, as the number of page frames increases, the page faults will also increase. This particular anomaly, we call it as Bellardi's anomaly. Okay. Okay, students, next we are going to discuss a concept called VM handler. So actually VM handler is virtual memory handler. So it is the software part of the operating system to implement the concept of virtual memory management. That is, the concept of demand paging is implemented by using this particular software part of the VMOS, that is virtual memory handler. So in virtual memory handler, we use basically three data structures. One is the page table, frame table, and page information table. So already we have discussed about the page table. We have seen that the page table used in demand paging consists of a valid bit, page frame number, and the miscellaneous information required for implementing page in and page out operations. Okay, as we discussed, valid bit mainly it is a single bit information. It may be either 1 or 0. For a particular page, if this bit is 1, it indicates that the required page is available in physical memory. Otherwise, that page is not available in physical memory. Then page frame number, it simply indicates in which page frame the required page is available. Including that, the page table may also contain some miscellaneous information, as we have discussed in the previous topics. The next virtual memory handler, it also consists of a frame table. So actually frame table, it will have simply two columns or two fields, we can say, that is the status field and the page ID. The status field, again, it is a single bit field. It contains information such as 0 or 1. Simply 0 indicates that that particular frame is free to allocate, and 1 indicates that that frame is occupied with some of the page. Status bit, simply it is either 0 or 1. If it is 0, it indicates that that particular page frame is occupied. Otherwise, it indicates that that page frame is free to allocate. Okay, if the page frame is occupied, we have to store information such as which particular page is stored in that page frame. That's why we use the second field. We call it as page ID. This page ID, it contains two fields, that is the process ID and the page ID, that is the page in which process it belongs. We store process ID along with the page number. Okay. The next, there exists one more data structure called page information table. So this page information table, mainly it contains the page ID like page number, and also it contains information about how these pages or how a particular page is being referred by the process during its execution. During execution of the program, how the page is being referred. That particular information is stored in page information table. So actually this information will be used during page replacement. While carrying out the page replacement, the memory management unit may employ the information stored in page information table. So these are the three data structures we use in virtual memory handler. Students, here we are going to discuss about the functions of VM handler. The virtual memory handler will perform many of the functions. Here the author has listed out some of the functions which are carried out by VM handler. First of all, it will manage the logical address space of the program. Here the VM handler, it will organize the logical address space. The logical address space, it is organized on the paging device and maintains the page table of the program, and also performs page in and page out operations. The first function is the operating system or VM handler. It will manage logical address space of the program. The next, it manages physical memory. It will keep track of the occupied page frames and the free and the page frames which are already allocated. Managing the physical memory includes keeping track of the occupied page frames and the page frames which are free to allocate. The next one is it implements memory protection. It also protects the memory from illegal access. It will store the information which is required to avoid illegal access of the pages, such as while reading data from a page, or when an address is generated by the CPU, it is going to check whether that address belongs to that page or not. If the address belongs to that page, it indicates that legal access, otherwise it is illegal access to that particular page. The VM handler also collects the information for page replacement. To carry out page replacement, lot of information is required. Say, suppose if you want to implement FIFO operation, FIFO page replacement, you require arrival time of each of the page. So based on this arrival time, you can decide which page has arrived first, and it can be considered during page replacement. That's why we can say that VM handler, it collects the information for page replacement and it performs page replacement. Performing page replacement is also one of the important operation of VM handler. And even allocation of physical memory to the programs is also decided by VM handler. The VM handler decides how many page frames should be allocated to the process. The way how page frames or how many page frames should be allocated to each and every process is also decided by the VM handler. The VM handler also implements a concept called page sharing. So as the name itself indicates, many of the pages may be shared by the programs, or a large number of processes might be sharing few pages, right? That we call it as page sharing. To conserve the memory space, the pages which are shared by multiple processes can be stored only once. So this concept is also implemented by VM handler. So these are the functions of virtual memory handler. Students, you have to remember these functions. Okay. Then we are moving to the next topic of this unit, that is virtual memory in Unix. Here we are going to discuss about how the Unix operating system has implemented virtual memory concept. So actually in Unix operating system, there can be three different types of pages. The Unix operating system identifies the pages as resident pages, unaccessed pages, and swapped out pages. Resident pages, they are the pages which are existing in physical memory. Unaccessed pages, they are the pages which have not been referred by the process even once. There might be some pages which are not at all used by the process, right? Those pages, they are called as unaccessed pages. And swapped out pages are those which are stored in the swap space. So in the Unix, we are going to modify the page table to store three different types of pages. What are those? Resident pages, unaccessed pages, and swapped out pages. The pages which are stored in the physical memory, they are called as resident pages. And the pages which are not at all used even once, they are referred to as unaccessed pages. And the pages which are stored on the swap space of the program, they are called as swapped out pages. Okay. And in the Unix operating system, the allocation of swap space will be as little as possible. To conserve even the disk space, that is hard disk memory, the Unix operating system is going to allocate very small amount of swap space. The reason behind this concept is to conserve the hard disk space. To conserve the hard disk space, the Unix operating system is going to allocate very less amount of swap space. Okay. Then Unix implements one more new concept called copy on write. So in the Unix operating system, when a child process is created at the initial stage, both the parent process and child process, they are going to share same set of pages. Please try to understand. Here in Unix operating system, when a child process is created at the initial stage, both the parent process and child process, they are going to share same set of pages. But only when the child process modify the page, or when it makes write operation on the page, those pages which are being modified or which are being written by the child process, they are copied to the address space of child. Till that, the address space of child process will be same as that of the parent process. So this concept, we call it as copy on write. The purpose is to conserve the memory space. The next, the Unix operating system, it will efficiently use the page table and paging hardware. So we know that page table, it contains a lot of information about a particular page. But many of the times, a page may exist in the main memory or may not exist in the main memory. We have seen that we use a valid bit. So if valid bit is 0, that indicates that the page is not there in the physical memory. In such case, the remaining fields of that page can be used to store additional information. That is, the page table fields can be used efficiently by the operating system. In the Unix operating system, the page table and paging hardware, they are efficiently used. The idea is that the pages which are not existing, the pages which are not existing in the physical memory, in those fields of the page table, an additional information which is required can be stored. The different versions of the Unix operating system store different information in such situation. Unix also employs one more concept for processes. A process can fix some of the pages in the memory. So to reduce the number of page faults, it allows the process to store fixed number of pages in the memory. Some of the pages will be stored all the time in the physical memory. The purpose of this concept is to reduce the number of page faults. Then in the Unix operating system, we use a daemon process called pageout. So actually, daemon process means it is the background process. The background processes in the Unix operating system, they are called as daemon processes. They are executed in the background. They are executed in the background unknowingly. So these processes, we call them as daemon processes. There exists a process called pageout, a pageout daemon process. It is used to facilitate fast paging operations. To implement fast paging operations, we use this particular daemon process. It maintains a list of free page frames. It is going to maintain a list of free page frames for allocation. The Unix operating system will see that at least 5% of page frames should be stored in this list. It will see that at least 5% of the page frames will be stored in the free list maintained by the pageout daemon process. So this algorithm, that page out daemon process algorithm, it is also called as the clock algorithm. Many of the times during execution of the process, its all pages may not be found in the memory. Assume that you have a process whose execution is just to start, but however, you might not be having any of the pages of that process in the physical memory. In that case, the Unix will swap out that entire process. It will swap out that process to allocate or to allow other processes to execute. And the Unix employs swapping priority to avoid starvation. To avoid starvation, the Unix operating system is going to employ a swapping priority. Students, these are some of the features of virtual memory in Unix operating system. Remember, in the Unix, we are going to find three different types of pages: resident pages, unaccessed pages, and swapped out pages. The pages which are available in the physical memory, they are called as resident pages. The pages which are not at all accessed even once by the process, they are called as unaccessed pages. Swapped out pages, they are the pages which are stored on the swap space. So page table is modified to store these different category of pages. It allocates as little swap space as possible to conserve the disk space. Even to conserve the disk space, the Unix operating system will see that very little amount of swap space should be allocated. And Unix, it employs copy on write for the child processes. Here, when a child process is created, the address space of child process and parent process will be same. The same pages will be used for both the parent process and child process to conserve the memory space. Only when the child process makes some modification to its pages, only when child process writes something on the pages, those pages will be copied to the address space of child process. Then it efficiently uses the page table and paging hardware. The pages which are not available in the physical memory, in their particular fields of the page table, the Unix operating system will store some additional information. Suppose if a page is not available, its fields in the page table can be used for some other purpose, so that we can utilize the page table efficiently. That is the concept behind efficient use of page table by Unix operating system. The Unix operating system allows the process to fix some of the pages in the physical memory. Some of the pages will be stored all the time in the physical memory to reduce number of page faults. And students, remember, the Unix employs a daemon process called pageout daemon. It is mainly used to implement fast paging operations. It is a background process which is executed periodically to implement fast paging operations. It maintains a list of free page frames. It will see that at least 5% of the page frames must be there in this particular list. And also remember, the Unix is going to support the process if none of the pages of that process are available in physical memory. And a priority is given to swapping operation to avoid starvation in the Unix operating system. Okay, thank you very much. Hope you have understood these topics. Thank you.